What is going on, guys? Kamon here. Today I'm going to bring you guys an updated version of my Cyber Dragons for the November 2023 meta, ban list, whatever the hell you want to call it. But yeah, so essentially it's like, are you tired of like going to locals and always seeing everyone playing meta? Well, this is the deck for you, bro. This deck is crazy good, bro. It can OTK mostly any deck, and like, depends on like what you're kind of fighting against. Like, that's what you want to side against, if that makes sense. But let's, I'm talking. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna show you guys the main deck and the extra deck. No side deck because until I feel like a deck is like fully ready, or like I'm gonna go take it to like a tournament, I don't really want to show off a side deck for it just yet. You know what I mean? Like, this is just a experimental-ish build, but this is what I've been rocking with for a little bit, and I gotta say, I do generally like it a lot. I think it's very good. Starting off with the monsters, 3 Cyber Dragons. Come on, bro. You know, got the ultis real quick. Shout out Kevin. He still didn't pick his shits up, but you know, until he picks them up, I'ma still rock them. You feel me? But yeah, 3 Cyber Dragon. This is the machine dupe build, and I believe the machine dupe build is the strongest build ever made. Obviously, like you can play without it, but like this is like the most efficient build because you go OTK and whatnot. But yeah, 3 of these, you want to use them as a name. 1 is not enough, 2 is not enough, 3 you need 3 of these because you want to keep 1 in deck, 1 in hand, and 1 in grave. You know what I mean? Or you want to just summon both of them to the field. You know what I mean? You want to keep as much as possible. You want to keep at least 2 in deck, pretty much. So 3 Cyber Dragons, and then partner in crime. Obviously, the best one is 3 Core. This should have got like an ulti version. I think Core is like super good. Its effect is a win effect, but it's a mandatory effect. The mandatory effect cannot miss timing, so keep that in mind. So yeah, you want to run 3 of these 2. On normal summon, you can search for any cyber spell trap card. Your deck add it to your hand. Believe it or not, this effect is not once per turn, so if you can normal summon this card twice a turn, you can search twice a turn, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, just 3 core. You see core with a bunch of spell traps, and then you're good to go. Eventually, so 3 core. For the 2 ubs, I'm actually only rocking 2 hurts. Now, if you want to rock 2 hurts, you can, or 3 you can, but it's just these 2 combos are the best combos in the entire deck, in my opinion. I don't think you really need 3 hurts. I think 2 is just fine, because in reality, this card alone doesn't do too much. You know what I mean? Yeah, you want to go second, but if I'm going to normal summon a Cyber Dragon, I'd rather normal summon Core over hurts. You know what I mean? And I'd rather just pitch this card from my hand or dump it to the graveyard. You know what I mean? So I think 2 of these is just fine. And again, his best friend is Galaxy Soldier. This is like the best combo ever made. You pitch this to summon this card, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, and or Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, whichever one you do want to do. And yeah, so these 2 alone are your infinity play. Super good, super good. And yeah, I mean, not much to really explain about. I mean, the combos in this deck are very simple. You know, I can't really go into like full detail with everything, but yeah, bro, it's just very standard list in my opinion. But most builds do run this card at 3. I like this card at just 2. I think 2 is just fine. I don't think you really need 3. If you want to run it at 3, you can, but I think 2 is completely fine. You know what I mean? Next, we do for the 1 Ls, the 1 Nashter, and obviously the 1 Jizukiru. Since Arise Heart is not in the game anymore, you don't need this card at 2. 1 is just fine. Searchable, Kaiju, super good. So, you know, here you go. Then you fuse, whatever. Nashter is good, but like again, on its own, it does nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it does literally nothing, and then it does lock you into machines. So do keep that in mind if you can. And yeah, it's a monster reborn for your stuff. So just 1 is just fine. I think 1 for everything here is just fine. That is it for the Cyber Dragon ass machines. Now it's time for the new tech that I am running. New tech that I am running is running 3 Fenrir. Fenrir is pretty good. This card, it's Fenrir, bro. I mean, this is a going second deck regardless, so it's like, why not run Fenrir? You know what I mean? This card is super good. It's okay. So like, the thing about Fenrir, right? It does conflict with your Cyber Dragon, sure, right? But it's like, if I'm fighting against a opponent and they have like a crazy board, would you rather summon out a Cyber Dragon with nothing else, or Fenrir with nothing else? You know what I mean? So like, I decided to just put Fenrir in here. I haven't seen any other Cyber Dragon list run this card. And again, I'm not saying I'm the only one. I'm just saying I haven't seen any recently, but I think this card is super good in here. it fulfills the same purpose as Cyber Dragon, plus more. You know, a free body that can also get rid of stuff on the field for you. You know what I mean? Plus, the best part is it recycles itself, which is pretty good. So I think Fenrir is definitely a really good card in here. So might as well just run 3 Fenrir. For the hand traps, we are only running 3 Ash Blossom, and we are running 3 Imperm. I'm running the 3 Imperm because of the Rescue Ace. I do not want their Turbulence to actually go off, and Ash is good in like every scenario and versus every other deck. Because again, this is a going second deck. You never want to go first with the deck, you want to go second. But if you do go first, you have the Fenrirs to help you go first. Because like, you know, it's either go first, have this first opening hand, or this go opening hand. So you go normal, or some of this effect, search, set, pass. You know what I mean? So yeah, this can go first or second, but mainly you do want to go second with this deck. So as if the hand traps and the monsters, that's it. Everything else is just spell cards, which is very powerful spell cards. So we're running 3 Duality. Duality is pretty good. I still think this card is fantastic in this deck. This is how you OTK your opponent. So if you have a Cyber Dragon, any Cyber Dragon monster, right? And if you have Clockwork Knight, and this is an OTK, 100%. So what this card does, I'll read it to you so you guys can know. Tribute 1 light and or dark monster, which is a cost, special summon 1 light or dark monster from your hand or extra deck with the same original type and level, but a different or original attribute. So it's like, essentially, your best target is Cyber Dragon. You summon this, right? Activate Duality, tribute this for cost, and then you summon out your Rampage. Rampage is a level 5, and it's a dark type. It's still a machine, but it's dark type. So yeah, and it has a graveyard effect too, where you can shuffle back. You can banish this card, shuffle back a dark and a light monster in the graveyard back to the deck and draw a card. But yeah, this card is super good. This is how you OTK your opponent, and this is how you dodge a lot of stuff. And this is how you actually mainly fusion summon in this deck. The best way is with Duality. So 3 Duality. For searches, we are running 3 Emergence. This searches out all of your Cyber Dragon monsters. It just cannot search out just these 3 right here, but searches out all of these. So it's like you'll never not see a monster. You know what I mean? Before I was running like Pot of like Prosperity and whatnot, but I think with the Fenrirs, you know what I mean, and like this, I don't think you really need to run those anymore. I think these alone are just fine. So yeah, those 3, and then obviously the best card in the deck, obviously. 3 Machine Duplication. It's partnered in crime with your Clockwork Knight. Now, this is like a double-edged sword kind of thing, because you want to see both of these, because these both is how you actually win a lot of games. This breaks boards alone. This gives you a better board to break and goes into your infinity and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But the problem with these 2, they conflict with each other, because the monster you target has to have 500 or less attack. This gives them more attack. So if you're going to use Machine Dupe, make sure you use this before you use Clockwork Knight. Alright, that's the best advice I can give you. But yeah, just the win button and the win button. This turns every monster on the field into machines. Also, the other effect, all your monsters gain 500 attack and all your opponent's monsters lose 500 attack. So therefore, your Cyber Dragon alone, 26, and your opponent's monsters lose 500 attack. So therefore, Cyber Dragon can beat over them, baby. And the best part, the very best part, your Fenrir becomes 2900 attack, and you can banish monsters. Bro, it's sick. It's so sick. I definitely recommend playing Fenrir in this deck if you can, because like it just facilitates so much advantage, and I'm just like, oh cool, I'm good. Summon Fenrir. Normal summon core effect search. If you ash that, Fenrir effect, target your card to banish. You know what I mean? So good, so good. But yeah, those, and then for this going second, because we always go second in this deck, I am still main decking 2 Thrust, and I am still main decking 2 Talents. This is the best card in this deck. This card is literally always live in this deck, because you will always go second with this deck. You'll never really go first unless your opponent makes you go first. But either way, this is always live. Let's go search out this, or obviously your Emergence if you need that, or the best card, your Machine Dupe. So it's like you'll always get this. If you want to run this card at 2, you can because it's searchable, but I like running at 3 just so I don't have to search it out. I could just hard draw it if I really need it. But yeah, I just think Thrust is very, 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 very good in this deck. Again, you're always going to go second with this deck, so it's like off rip, this is always live. If you go second, your opponent goes first, they're always going to make like a big board and have a monster on field, so therefore they stop you. This is live no matter what, and it's better because if they stop you during the main phase, you can search out talents, and then just do what you gotta do. But I think these 4 are definitely mandatory in this deck. It's too good, and I usually like to just side Thrust in like most of my builds and decks, but this is the only card that I want to main in this deck. You know what I mean? It's too good. So, and then last we are running Repair Plant, Reb System, and Overflow. And again, these 3 are also searchable off of Thrust, and they're searchable off of your core. I wasn't on Reb System for a long time, but I decided to put it back in here because getting that extra advantage of like summoning something back from the graveyard is very handy and very, very key, bro. So, and again, they're all normal spell and trap cards. And also, the best part about this, if your opponent stops you and like they have no monsters, right? Your Thrust can literally just set your Overflow. So therefore, you don't gotta search it out with core. You can just set it and then search something else out, if that makes sense. So that's why I am running these 3. Plus, this is part of the combo anyways, you know. So as if the main deck is solid 40 cards. If you do, search out the imperms too if you want to. But yeah, if you do want to switch these out for your droplets, you can. But I'm maining this because like I want to have some kind of hand traps to try to stop you, so I can try to, you know, kill you on my turn, if that makes sense. So solid 40 cards. Let's go to the extra deck. This is the Field Center. Pretty cool, cute little Field Center. But yeah, extra deck is nothing too fancy except for just 1 card, but we all know what the card is. But anyways, for the links, we are only running Almirage. We are running SP Little Knight. Goated in here, bro. Goated. And we are running Seeger. No more links. These 3 are the only ones that you do actually need. Nothing more, nothing less. These do the freaking job. You only run this because you want to use it for core. If you have core, that's full combo because you go normal summon core, search out your Repair Plant, link away core into this, and now your Repair Plant is live. Therefore, search out anything else that you do want. And again, it's better if you do have like Emergence in your hand also, because then you can search out a Hurt and then Repair Plant, because you can search out your Galaxy Soldier, then you just make Infinity from there. You know what I mean? Like, we know how that combo works. So for the links, everything else is just Exceeds and then Fusion. So I'm still rocking 2 Nova and I'm still rocking 2 Infinity. I like 2 and 2. I don't think, like, if you want to run just 1 and 1, you can, but me personally, I've run 2 and 2 for years. I like it. Or if you want to run 2 and 1, you can do that, because again, this is recyclable. You know what I mean? And like, you never really summon this twice, in my opinion. So if you want to run this at 1, you can, but just for funsies and to keep it simple, 2 and 2. You know what I mean? This is your boss monster. I remember when this card, I still have my original. These are from Bringers of Shadow, bro. Bosch. I bought these frame 1. When this card first came out, bro, this revolutionized this deck so much. Infinity, possibly like one of my favorite cards, bro. It's such a sick card. Like, we all like Nova, but Infinity is just, bro, take anything you want, negate, omni-negate, bro, get stronger. You know what I mean? But reality, I've been using Nova a lot more because there have been times where Nova is just better than Infinity, because, like, if they get rid of Nova, they get punished for it. And if they don't, you still attack them for gain, because people forget Nova does have that gain effect. So it's a monster reborn for your Cyber Dragon monsters, and it's a gain effect, bro. This card is sick. So like, both are equally good, but obviously Infinity is definitely better. But there are instances where just Nova is just boom, here you go. You know what I mean? So that is it for those execute for the 5s. Everything else is just super. Typhon and then Zeus. We know what these 2 do. We know what they're about. We know how good they are. Typhon is very, very, very good. Everything is under 3K besides this. But keep in mind, if you have Clockwork Knight, Typhon will negate its own effect, I believe, because it'll be over 3K. So kind of keep that in mind. But summoning a Typhon in the deck is pretty good, man. It's pretty good. So the best part about this deck, bro, you can recycle this back, brother. It's at dark, so you can put it back with your duality. You can put back these two forever, and then you're good to go from there. You know what I mean? So 2 of those. Everything else is just fusion. So we are rocking the 2 Rampage. Before you would run 1, but because of duality, you gotta run the card at 2. This card is super good, and it's like it does so much, bro. Foolish Burials, OTK your opponent, and it just sets up so much, bro. It's so good. And the best part is, even if you don't kill your opponent with this, right? It's a level 5, so therefore you can rank up 2 of these into a Nova, bro. That's all I'm saying, man. All I'm saying. So 2 of those. The 1 Cyber Twin for the OTK purposes and summon off of your Nova if you need to. And then for the main card of how you break boards, we are rocking just 2 Fortress, and we are rocking the 1 Mega Fleet. I took out the Cyber Dragon Infinity so I could actually add the SP Little Knight. Sorry, not Infinity. Cyber End to add the Little Knight. But yeah, these are just how you break boards with your Clockwork Knight. These 2 mainly. If your opponent sends anything in the extra deck, you just boop. Thanks. Appreciate you, my boy. But yeah, just these 2 you can fuse with machines on the field with your Super Cyber Dragon monster. So therefore, you're good to go. But yeah, that's it for the main deck, man. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the video. See you guys next time, man. Have an awesome one. Peace.